hand on the throttle as much of the time as possible, except when you're trimming the plane. When you're cruising along in straight and level flight, you'll carry roughly about 1/3 to 1/2 throttle. The tachometer on your instrument panel will tell you that the engine is turning over at the rate of 1750 to 18.
It's old school flying. It's not computer screens and autopilots. It's seat of the pants, stick and rudder, which is my favorite kind of flying.
10 seconds time.
I've taken my airplane to San Diego once, Illinois 3 times, and Oshkosh in Wisconsin once. To see the country from 1,000 feet, because airliners, you're so high, everything looks flat. Even the Rockies don't look as big as they are when you're right there. But when you fly at 1,000 feet, you see everything from the Amish buggies being pulled by horses in that region of the country to the farms and the rolling hills and everything. It's beautiful to see the country from 1,000 feet. Everybody should do that. I've been flying for about 42 years. That airplane I restored, as it was 7.5 years restoring it mostly here. I got that completed in 2018, and that's how long I've been flying this airplane, but I've been flying other World War II airplanes for anywhere from 7 years to B-17, like that airplane there, about 5 years I've been flying one of those. The types of airplanes I fly, vintage World War II airplanes, are Stearman, which was the primary trainer for most of the pilots in World War II.
We're new cadets here. We're looking for our instructor, Lieutenant Taylor. Could you tell us where to find him? That's him up there.
So when you were a brand new cadet and you had no flying experience, you joined the Army Air Corps, which was before the Air Force existed. You would go, they would teach you to fly in this open cockpit biplane. And from there you went to a little more advanced airplane, then a more advanced airplane, and then you went to fighters or bombers after that.
This is a B-17. It's a very heavy plane. It weighs 24 tons.
The Stearman was designed as the primary trainer in World War II, and they taught you how to not only fly, but do aerobatics like dogfighting, and then fly in formation, meaning you're flying really close to somebody else, and they teach you all those skills. But loops and rolls, so the loop is you just do up over the top, and it's a different experience in an airplane that has no roof. So when you're upside down and you get a little light in your seat and you kind of rise up against your shoulder straps and you look up, i.e. down, and you see the ground and no roof, it's like, whoa. That's an interesting experience. And then a roll is we have to dive down for speed, pitch up, and then a roll is going all the way around like that.
You're bringing it out, isn't it?
So those are probably the basic stuff I do.
That's basic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Probably the hardest thing was just the hours. I restored my airplane as close to how it came out of the factory as I could. Obviously with our elevation, it needs a bigger engine than the stock engine from back in the day. My engine's a Jacobs, and Stearman's did use Jacobs engines back then, they just weren't as much horsepower as they are today.
It's working harder than it did in level flight, but it still sounds all right.
It was a huge journey, thousands of hours, and part of it was you look on eBay, you find parts that you didn't know that you were missing, and then to know how to put it back together, there's Boeing blueprints, because Boeing Aircraft Company made the Stearman, and there's discs, 5 CD discs of every blueprint of every part on the airplane. Once you learn how to navigate 5 CDs worth of information, then you've got the parts, and it has a micro section where it deals with that part, and then how that attaches to a bigger section, and how that attaches to the whole thing. Well, you have to have attention to detail, and being a perfectionist helps too, because something in a car, obviously if something breaks down, you can always pull over. Something in an airplane, you can't really do that very easily.
Pull out too quickly. This caused another stall and spin, and the airplane crashed into the water before another recovery attempt could be made.
It was a big learning experience. It was a fabulous journey. I'm glad it's done.
Men learned to fly before there was enough flying knowledge in the whole world to write one textbook. So you're in pretty good shape. Keep 'em flying.